out, folks. Get my song. Just a young player type from the grove side. St. Francis nigga with the skyline. Used to catch the phase up at Everglades. How it ain't no shade at the Everglades. Anyway, I stay right around the way. Every corner, even northern, had to make a play. Now I'm out the way, bro. I'm in LA. What you need, pay the fee, and it's on the way. I'm just a young player type from the grove side. Hit the ground running, had my nose wide. How your bro flipping fold, we don't switch sides. Had to be inside before the street lights. But now I'm back on this shit, I need a bag. I can't call it quit, she mad. I can't make it better last. This shit for whoever gas. Only thing I'm having stacked, only cause you kept it back. Shawty had to grab a yak, back to make you mad or sad. Niggas link together cash, only homie on me flag. Up a iffy OG smash on your fucking homie's clutch. Time I think I'm Kobe lunch, time ain't no one homie. Holy moly matrimony, I'ma put that ring on shorty. Please make sure that we recording. Hold on boy, your G is showing. Heard they hating, I ain't know it. Talking down but got me brody. I don't get it, it ain't worth it. Honestly, I think they mad. Don't know why, I just kept working. Elbow serving people's tap. Built the block and made my cap. You throwing rocks, I made a plot. Blew on top. Line them up and take a shot. I done gave it all I got. And it's still way more in stock. I've been trying to shake the habit. Ended up just kicking rocks. Young player tight from the grove side. Hit the ground running, had my nose wide. Used to catch the phase up at Everglades. How it ain't no shade at the Everglades. Just a young player tight from the grove side. St. Francis nigga with the skyline. Used to catch the phase up at Everglades. How it ain't no shade at the Everglades. Anyway, I stay right around the way. Every quarter, even northern, had to make a play.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Could Do Better Radio. We're always showing you where we could do better. And I have Reagan Anderson with us.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And today we have a great show for you. And we're about to start our first topic. But before that, how's your day going, Reagan?
Oh, so this morning I started out with, is anyone just kind of feeling this Mercury retrograde in the dream space? And then the rest of my day was a Mercury retrograde nightmare.
Exactly. Which brings us to our very, very, very first. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying that. Oh, probably because of retrograde. And no, this is not rehearsed, even though it sounds like that. We're really being affected currently. Currently affected by the retrograde. Okay. So this retrograde is about rethinking our situations and figuring out how we could do better. And this is the astrological breakdown. I just imagine that it says astrological breakdown as my hands are doing
with like
this,
little glitter and like shiny stars.
Is that what just happened? Or I'm hoping, because I'm getting smiles from Huss. Shout out to Huss also for being the best producer ever.
Yes.
And Kat for being amazing every single time we come here.
We couldn't do it without you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. And you can see my dog behind you, by the way.
Well, this is our other buddy that we have here, but
our special guest.
Our special guest for the astrological breakdown, we are talking about the Mercury retrograde, which this dog is currently affected by because he's been told multiple times to go sit down and he doesn't understand. But he's okay though. Aw, I feel bad. He's like, oh, I understand now.
Bye, buddy.
We love him. He's just a good old dog. But anyway, Mercury retrograde, it's in Pisces, and as this goes on, it started February 19th in the shadow period. And what that means basically is that was the start of it. So you were starting to get the themes of what this retrograde was going to be about. So whatever was happening from February 19th until about March 5th, you need to pay attention to that. Because that is the theme of the next month of your life and what will be spiraling out of control, or you can control it. So I don't want to be one of those people that's like, Mercury retrograde, everything is over. You know, that's just not true at all, like in any way. Honestly, it's all about mentality. So if you keep your mentality together, you're going to not be affected. You're just going to understand. Like I was telling you, I had at my, well, you know what I do for money, right? So I had a situation where I could have, wow, that sounded.
Yeah, it sounded so shady. It's like, you know what I do for money, right, girl? You know, girl.
You know what I do. Okay, we can all do a little better. No. Anyways, I just like, I'm not going to say it. I can't say it. I'm being weird. I do Uber. Anyway.
Nothing's wrong with driving Uber, guys.
Anything else like that, because it sounded really weird. Anyway, so he was really driving me insane because he left his drunk girlfriend in my car, right? And so I was like, what the heck? And I hadn't Ubered in a long time, you know, because I really just didn't have time for it. And so I was already irritated, and I told her that he said he was going to give me a $50 tip as I like kicked him and his girlfriend out of my car. And I was like, ugh. And I was thinking in my head, like, keep it together, just be calm, like don't do anything crazy. And then look what happened. I missed out, you know, on possibly $50. Oh my gosh, I have this whole thing on my neck and it's like, let me take it off real quick. Anyway, so yes, Mercury retrograde, it makes you do crazy stuff like yell at people. Just maybe don't yell at them, you know, just keep it in. You don't have to show up to every fight. We were just talking about that, right? And you know, especially on social media, I feel like a lot of people get attacked on social media, and the best thing to do is just delete them. Delete the comment. You don't have to reply to it. I do that all the time. People know that. People who have done crazy stuff on my Facebook have been blocked and deleted. Like, I don't even engage in that conversation. Not anymore. Maybe when I was younger, before I understood that I don't have to. And Facebook isn't real. Instagram's not real. And neither is any of the stuff that we're doing. Like, even right now, like, this is being shared across multiple platforms. But the only people here are the people in front of me. You know, so, like, I just try to get people to remember that, because during retrogrades, the comments underneath pictures,
oh my god,
they're so entertaining. But
yo,
we could do better, guys. Keep it together, see what's real versus what's fake, because honestly, this retrograde is trying to teach you something. It's trying to show you, like, oh hey, this is what I should be looking and working towards, versus this is not worth my time. And all your issues and all your problems, you're going to start to address them very directly, even if you don't want to, because I'm an avoider. I'll be like, it's fine. She's laughing because she knows. Like, I literally will be like, it's fine, until it's not fine.
It's not fine.
And then I just start like panicking, you know. So even me, I'm starting to see, you know, with my first thing, you know, going back to Ubering was missing out on $50. That was not cool at all. And you know what's crazy is that's the amount of money I needed to just be done with the night. So that was a huge lesson. I feel like it was, you know, from the universe. Stay patient. Don't invite yourself to fights, and don't always take all the invitations. Just let it go and let go of all the baggage that's not doing anything for you, because honestly, it's gonna be around if you keep engaging in it. That's the thing that I feel like that's a huge thing for people to understand, especially with like ex relationship situations. This is huge for the Mercury retrograde as well. Just let it go. And yes, if you keep going back, you will continue to receive that energy, which is that person or another person. So raise your level of love within yourself. Get better people to like you. That's how it works. But anyways, did you have anything you wanted to say about the retrograde? I know you have a lot.
Well, what I always try to tell people about like retrogrades in general is that a retrograde period is more like a time of traffic. Let's say you're like heading to work or whatever, and as you're heading to work, there's a lot of movement and traffic in front of you, and it's kind of slowing you down. And as you're slowing down throughout your day on your morning commute, you know, that gives you more time to pause and reflect before you get to work and those things. And so if you take that time as you're driving in traffic to kind of like, you know, just kind of slow down yourself and to kind of like reevaluate your day, kind of like program your day with like positive affirmations. I kind of see retrogrades in that same way. It's an energetic delay. There's a traffic, especially with Mercury being so close to us. It affects us like more than some of the other planets when they go retrograde, like more harshly. And I always tell people kind of like be aware that Mercury affects transportation and communication.
Yeah.
So that's going to slow us down literally, physically. We're not going to be able to go. You might be late. You might miss a bus. Your car might have a problem. You might you just had an issue with your car where you had to replace the buttons. Wasn't that?
Oh my gosh,
retrograde?
yes. That was like, actually, I think that was February 19th. That was, oh God, that was a theme. And we're just really starting now. Yeah, it was right after the 19th, actually. So.
And then like communication. So cell phone's not going to be working, or it's difficult to speak to people. So take this time to do some inner dialogue, inner reflection.
I have been saying the most ridiculous things. That's why I'm like, okay, calm down, because I'm trying to make sure I'm saying the right words, because I have been replacing words with like the opposite of what I'm trying to say. And when people are looking at me like, what the heck's wrong with you? I'm also looking like, what the heck's wrong with me? It's really embarrassing.
It's okay. I went into Wendy's and I went in to order a Frosty, and I was like, can I get a McFlurry? And they're like, we don't have McFlurries here, but we do have Frosties. And I'm like, no!
How
I
embarrassing!
well, because I was like, my husband wanted a McFlurry from McDonald's, and I was like, I want a Frosty. So when we went to Wendy's first, I stripped my words. And the lady's like, well, okay, but
she's like, don't you dare come in here saying that. But yeah, no, retrogrades are fun. I don't want to be, I actually am not scared of retrogrades. I'm scared of speaking publicly during retrogrades, which is what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, just because I say stupid, crazy stuff, like just normal, right? And my son is in Gemini, so I'm affected by it. And yeah, it's really hard to say the right words sometimes. I know that sounds crazy, but anyone who knows me knows it's like a difficult task regardless if there's a retrograde. But other than that, it's a really good time to learn a lesson about yourself. I would say this is the first retrograde where I'm really open to it. I don't think I really understood retrogrades up until this actual one. I didn't understand. I understood it was coming, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna be chill. I'm gonna see what it is that I need to work on. So whatever I'm starting to get mad about, like getting mad at that guy or being impatient, okay, I need to work on my patience. I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna work on my patience and just deal with it, keep it inside, and then communication with people, like about what I actually want versus what they may want. Like that's another thing. So I would just say maybe sit back and see what it is that's triggering you, and to not necessarily emotionally react, but if you do, just think about it afterwards. And that's how you're gonna be able to get through this retrograde and really learn and take something from it. Like she said, it's well, you said it affects transportation, but also this is like you transforming into a new person. I would say emotionally or mentally, really, not emotionally, unless you're really an emotional thinker, like some people.
I mean, I would say that it could be emotional for sure, because it's in Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign, so and they can be like some of the most sensitive, emotional beings. But that's like the most beautiful thing about Pisces. But
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at you. Everyone says that about Pisces, but I really only know like one. And it just doesn't seem that way. But
well, like I have like one of my closest friends is a Pisces, and she's an artist. She's very like dreamy, go with the flow. She does things you don't expect from her. Like you'd be like, wait, whoa, like you did what? But she's like, yeah, and she's just so casual about it. She just like goes with how she feels.
That's
she
awesome.
Just, like, floats,
Maybe female Pisces are just better, probably. No, I'm just kidding.
You only know male Pisces?
I only know one.
I don't know any male Pisces.
Oh, yeah, I only know one male Pisces. That's it. I feel like I did know one at one point, but it wasn't like a best friend or somebody I knew really well. Like, I've come encounter, but somebody who I would, like, see more often and, like, not in a group setting kind of thing. So, where you're actually, like, spending quality time with this person. Never a Pisces, but I'm a Capricorn, so that probably makes sense. I don't know if they get along.
Water, earth. Depends.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I'm also a Gemini moon, so I feel like that makes me get along with a lot more people than other Capricorns. Just because, it throws a little, like, what in there?
That air fluidity, that mental, like, stimulation.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I think it's a good idea for you guys to go find out. If y'all don't know what your moon sign and your sun sign are, go find that out. That's just the beginning. You know, like, go find out about yourself. Like, everyone's always talking about, like, how do you get to know and love yourself? That's one way. Like, literally get to know yourself is by admitting to things that you have figured out about yourself. It's really hard, but it's not that hard. You'll be okay, you know. Anyways, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have Reagan's segment. Where she's going to help us out.
Hooking you guys up with a nice tarot reading for Mercury retrograde, what we can focus on and how we can redirect to shift the energy for our highest good.
Exactly. We'll be right back after this.
Be fly in these pineapple waters. Get so high, it's just pineapple water. So fly in these pineapple waters. Get so high, it's just pineapple water. So fly, and the waters run deep. Deeper than the deepest deep blue sea. Mermaids coming out from darkness, stemming from the course of the earth. You see indigo people, they bubbling black skin. I'm in, yeah. Trickling melanin, yeah. You see my oh, yeah. You didn't know, yeah. Controlling within my ethers, just coming from within, and I'm controlling from within. You can control it from within. Destinies manifestations that you manifest. Got to manifest these pineapple waters. So fly.
We get it, fly up off this Fiji. We eat it hella greedy. These niggas feeling really hella needy. Then you grab your juice, grab your dream, grab this pad, grab this pen, then I write all my sins to the rhythm of the ocean. It'll soothe your mind, man, but it's potent. Homie, I'm the GOAT. This water is my power. I'm trying to show you really how I live. Invite you to my place, can I show you? Maybe get your hand, get to know you. Maybe write a hook, leave you shook by this look of my thoughts. I'm a long ways from far from my heart as I sip on this water. At night, I just pray to the Father. Pick up my pad, write it down, feeling hella sad. Yo, yeah. I'm just this pessimistic prodigy living in this dichotomy. Get it? You niggas never feeling your feelings. Man, I'm telling you, I'm grilling, man, I'm feeling the top. You better watch, but this kid used to listen to pop. Maybe Nas or Jay, Biggie, maybe Scarface. I was feeling like Scorsese. Yo, I'm feeling divine. Yo, I just gotta get my shine. Spitting all these rhymes, baby. Can you just be my lady? You're making me feel really hella crazy. As I'm sipping on this pineapple water. I'm sipping on this pineapple water. Sipping on this pineapple water. brother. Change is value, works in numbers. Cloaks are coward, women love it. Shiny symbol for the subject. They need to look up to something. Lying piece of fucking nothing. I don't wanna save it for another day. While we waste away, we could die today. I can't stand to see you going through the pain. If I walk away, is that selfish way?
Time for a brief intermission, or maybe it's time we change the channel. Shit, then again, new service wouldn't hurt either. Shall we dismantle this pretty satellite and install something more underground? Don't you dare try to give me the runaround. I want something that does not fall apart every time that it rains. That it rains.
I don't wanna save it for another day. While we waste away, we could die today. I can't stand to see you going through the pain. If I walk away, is that selfish way?
Hey guys, welcome back to We Could Do Better Radio. We're always showing you where we could do better. And we have Reagan with us I'm gonna let her go ahead and take it. She's got this.
Hey guys, so I'm here bringing you a nice little angel therapy deck. I feel like Mercury retrograde is the perfect time for us to get some therapy. So we have the angels. They're pretty palatable. They're going to have little simple messages for us that we can incorporate during this time in Mercury retrograde. And we spoke a little bit about Mercury retrograde earlier on in the show. So just a quick recap. Mercury retrograde is when the planet Mercury or other planets appear to be going backwards and it changes. Oh, sorry guys. But apparently it's like it appears to be going backwards, so it is a time of like high traffic and it can seem very stressful. So I'm just going to kind of focus on the viewers and people out there who are needing to receive these messages. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you guys, tell you what they mean and how to incorporate them into your day-to-day life until, March 16th?
April 16th.
April 16th.
That's the end of the shadow period, but March 28th is the end of it, but you should really just go ahead and count in the shadow period unless you want to be annoyed. Just go ahead and count it in there.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Well, they dropped out. Those are the cards.
The angels have spoken.
Yes. So hopefully you guys can see that, or
Yeah, you can see it.
cool. So the first card we have here, wow, that's so weird. I pulled this earlier. Like, we had 3 tester cards and this was one of them. So this one says past life issue. It says this situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal. So I'll just kind of bring that for you guys to see.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that. I'm sorry.
So basically the concept of past life is also like one, it's like kind of dual-sided. Like one, it's kind of about like your personal past life history, but it also has to do with your DNA and your ancestry. So this could either be one, like something that is like kind of karmically playing out in your life. So you're kind of like, maybe it's even like karma from this life. And so, because to me, in one lifetime, you can kind of go through many different lifetimes in just one. And so I would say this could either be past life that you have experienced and you're kind of integrating lessons that you learned from a previous lifetime, or these are things that we are carrying on an ancestral level, something that one of our like ancestors has experienced that kind of passed down generation to generation. I feel like this is a period in life where we're kind of like in a rebirth process as a species, where we're kind of like releasing ties to old ancestral traits that might cause negative cycles repeatedly in our present life. We're kind of like being the ones to kind of break the chain, break the cycle. We're the ones that are kind of like molding a new state and a new paradigm. So we're kind of releasing all these old past wounds and negative energies that we were feeling previously as a human race, and we're starting something fresh. And then the next one is workshops and seminars. So this one kind of, sorry. We could do better on my part. Workshops and seminars. So this one's kind of basically saying be open to teaching and learning. If you have been called to any specific spiritual workshops or seminars, or even workshops and seminars relating to business, finances, if you're on Facebook and you're kind of scrolling and it's like free seminar to go see so-and-so, and for some reason you really feel interested in that, this is kind of telling you that this is the time to kind of step up your game on a more practical level. Start integrating these concepts. Be open to teaching other people about things that you're very knowledgeable about, as well as being open to going and learning and putting yourself in places where people are going to teach you valuable tools that you can go on to use in your future. And this is just kind of like a affirmation. And then the next one here is visualize success. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith. So what's very interesting about this, I actually had said something recently. It was like, follow your intuition and trust your decisions. So basically, allow yourself to be open to what the universe wants you to do, and be willing to follow those impulses without having too many questions, and just kind of visualize yourself in a state of success. Whenever we're worried or whenever we're stressed, we have a tendency to start envisioning the worst possible outcome. And as you start to envision your fears and your anxieties, you actually start to feel pain and stress and anxiety in your chest. Your body actually responds to those thoughts and the things that you're thinking and feeling. So this time, kind of be willing to imagine the situation working out in a favorable manner. Imagine yourself going and getting the job that you want, finding the apartment that you desire, how good it would feel to be able to like set up your new place, or imagine, you know, how good it would feel to have a new job or a new opportunity in your career, and just start imagining how good it would feel to be successful at those things. And as you allow yourself to be open to receiving this positive energy, you actually are kind of creating an attractant field around you that's going to kind of like attracts like. So you have this positive vibe, I'm going to find a nice apartment. Suddenly that listing, it's going to pop up. Or you're seeing, oh, I really want this nice job. Start imagining what kind of job you want. If you want to be a barista, go and imagine yourself making that cup of coffee and enjoying making that cup of coffee. And then go take the time to apply. And that's how you manifest your desires. So I think during this Mercury retrograde, just as like a kind of final wrap up, allow yourself to go through the healing process of kind of going through the past and releasing attachments to negative cycles. Be open to replacing that space, the space that you cleared by letting go of past traumas. Allow yourself to go and fill that with knowledge and new activities, and surrounding yourself with people who are interested in the similar things, and visualize yourself being successful at your goals and desires, and allow yourself to be open to receive that success. And I think that is my Mercury retrograde rundown.
Well, I think that definitely applies to everything we were just talking about too. So, yeah, I just think that was good. And they
Thanks,
fell
girl.
So, thanks. So, quick question. I know you were talking. I wanted to just kind of touch on abundance real quick.
Yeah, totally.
So I just want to touch on abundance real quick, y'all.
Just real light.
So, you know, I feel like a lot of people like perceive abundance, because I think people who don't necessarily I don't want to say they don't understand, they're just at a different stage in their spirituality. When you imagine abundance, like if it is money, then you're already wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you can be like, oh, let me manifest some money. But honestly, like if you don't feel abundant, then you're never going to have money in your pocket. So like, you know, I would say abundance always starts with gratitude from
Yes.
what you already have, even if it's nothing. Like, even when I was sitting downstairs and I was thinking about stuff that I had to do myself, I saw a guy literally taking a nap outside in the rain. And I was just like, all right, I'm not complaining about anything else for the rest of this day. So that's also another example of how the retrograde has been working for me. It's been making me feel bad to realize that I have so much. So I'm really honestly very grateful to be put in those positions. But yeah, so thank you.
Something that we had talked with on a previous episode with Lady D was she was saying that abundance, even if you have $0 in your bank account, you're still abundant. And I was trying to think of like a way that you could say that was practical, you know, for people, that they could actually like fully understand that statement. So the idea that even if you have $0 in your bank account, you can still be abundant is, do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have a job? Or do you have things that are going to lead you to these desires? As long as your needs are taken care of, you're abundant. And when you start to become gratitude, I think that gratitude attracts and fear is like repelling. Right? So when we like just take a moment, we say thanks, spirit, universe, whatever, you know, or even just like ourselves. Thank yourself. You know?
Right. And I think that the amount and whatever comes to you physically is what you need to create the things that will bring you happiness, which isn't money. You know, like, so if money comes to me so that way I can start an animal sanctuary, I'm gonna be extremely happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be hard to get happiness out of me from that. And then happiness grows into wealth, in my opinion, you know, because I'm not gonna notice that I don't have $1 million if I have a lot of animals like on the land and I feel like I'm doing something good by creating a space for these animals, you know, like that's my abundance. Or anything else, you know, that's like one thing that I would just love to do, you know. So having this radio show, making money from this would make me feel great, you know.
Well,
No, but yeah, no, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That has to do with money, but I mean, it would be helpful, but it wouldn't bring me joy, you know.
well,
like,
you know, I think of money as a middleman, right?
Right.
Like, you know, I don't need money, I need a situation. I don't need money, but I need an object. So to me, money becomes a middleman, a form of exchange, like in order. So when you start to like limit yourself to I need money, then instead of like opening yourself up to the avenues of like I need this situation, I need this XYZ,
right.
when you're just like I need money, I need money, I need money, it becomes a block actually to your abundance.
Yes.
Because maybe you don't need money. Maybe you just need somebody who's like an angel or a sponsor, someone who comes in and already has the thing that you want and they can give it to you freely. And so when it's like this, I need money, maybe change the mind frame from I need money to I want this form of success, or
Right.
I want this
Stability, you know, like that's really a
Stability.
good thing to think about, you know, like what would make you feel stable. But if you guys don't know what we're talking about, which I don't blame you if you don't have any idea what we're talking about, and I figure we just went on like for a long time, which could be the retrograde, but we're talking about basically the law of attraction, which has a lot to do with quantum physics. You know, so if you are one of those people that only believes in science, I would say look up quantum physics. If you are a spiritual person, look up the law of attraction in any form. Like, there's been people from almost every religion write about the law of attraction, including Catholicism. You know, there's like a nun. I don't even know if you know this, but it's so cool, actually. There's a whole group of, I don't know how you say like a group of nuns, but you know what I'm saying? Like a group of nuns.
I don't know.
Yeah, so there's
What's
like
the
a group of
plural word
nuns.
for that?
Yeah, there is a plural word, but they have studied the law of attraction, and they actually wrote a book and even petitioned like the Pope or whatever. I think they got in trouble or whatever. I have no idea, but you know, they've written to the Pope and they've written in general about the law of attraction, how it could be applied in their own religion, and it makes sense because honestly, when you read the Bible, it literally says ask and you shall receive, and it all has to do with your belief system behind it. So before you guys go out there thinking we're all crazy, you might want to check your own belief system. You know, like,
I'm not too worried about it. I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, just like we're law of attraction, we can just like attract the right viewer, you know.
yeah, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
We got the energy, y'all, you know.
Yeah. But I also think it's beautiful that you can see it in all different forms of religion, which shows you that really everyone's avenue is always pretty much to unconditional love. So And if it's not, you should change it. But anyway, well, we're going to go on break real quick. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about our show. Oh my gosh, I have to stop saying show because it's not a show. It's an event. And it's going to be March 22nd. So make sure y'all stay tuned because we're going to tell y'all all about it and the different artists that are going to be in it.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody wanna be around me, yeah. I just wanna be good like Ian. That's around, yeah, I move like Michael. I just wanna be, yeah, I'm more like smoke a lot when you're not around. I tend to drink when I'm feeling down. Someday everybody dies, so fucked around and I give a lot. I want it, bad. Double it, yeah. Feeling stuck on the regular. Fight it up like a wrestler. 22, not a lot of dough. A lot of girls, but not a lot of love. What should I do, man? I'm feeling lost. Yeah.
What should I do, man? I'm feeling lost.
You could ride with me, but will you die for me? Cause I might for you, but I'll die for my city. Cause that's on me and my family. I want better things, I want diamond rings. Cause this broke life ain't for me. You could ride with me, but will you die for me? Cause I might for you, but I'll die for my city. Cause that's on me and my family. I want better things, I want diamond rings. Cause this broke life ain't for me.
Cruise down Luke 12, man, my blunt is top shelf. What I'm feeling is hell, but I dwells on it well. Just a few grams to sell, then I head back to get that. I bet you won't like that, I bet you won't get what I'm saying. I need to go and I need to quit playing. With my eyes, I done seen shites, rubber fall through my eyes. I done been through the lies, money make you realize all the snakes up in the lake, but we tryna stay afloat. I never been the type of nigga to go and glow. I was born to unfold, yeah, oh. And not a lot of people go by the same code, man, they stoop so low. Man, they gon' be some hoes down along the road. I steady wonder why the world's so cold, man. I fucked them vampires, I remember good times. And just time fast it flies, and the sun is gon' shine on another day.
You could ride with me, but will you die for me? Cause I might for you, but I'll die for my city. Cause that's on me and my family. I want better things, I want diamond rings. Cause this broke life ain't for me. You could ride with me, but will you die for me? Cause I might for you, but I'll die for my city. Cause that's on me and my family. I want better things, I want diamond rings. Cause this broke life ain't for me.
Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to We Could Do Better, where we're currently showing you how we could do better all the time. You're welcome. Anywho's, so we have a show coming up March 22nd, and it is going to be at, I can never say this word right, Quixotic. And that's on the corner of Main Street and Malcolm X, I think, right? Yeah, so if you guys have ever seen this place, it's so awesome. It's like a rabbit hole inside, right?
Yeah, like from the outside, it's like it has this like nice like little red carpet, and it's a red building, and it's like kind of sultry, kind of like, and it's called the Quixotic World. It's kind of mysterious, and then you go inside, and it's got beautiful furniture.
Oh yeah, it's so amazing. It kind of looks like On Premise a little bit on the inside, but like
I don't think I've been to On
with the
Premise.
nice furniture. But oh, you haven't? Oh, you should go. It's nice. But anyways, guys, I just want to let y'all know who's gonna be performing. So, first of all, we have Ricky Blue. If you guys don't know him, he was on Sway in the Morning. That's one of the things that we're saying. I don't know.
So
we
congratulations, Ricky, for your success and for your podcast or show that you were on this morning.
No. He was like on it like forever. Like,
Bro!
right?
Well, we could do better.
We could do better. Y'all look him up. He's cool. Like, we've been playing his music. Like, we know that his music is amazing, and he's probably a super awesome person, but we hope to get him in here for an interview before the show so we can get to know him more. Yes. And everybody knows who Mecca is.
Mecca, oh my God, she's like such a beautiful light in the world. I even
Yeah,
had
she
like
really is.
I had a dream about her one time that had like mermaids in it and stuff. And her voice. Oh my gosh, guys, yes. So like definitely come out to see Mecca.
Yeah, definitely do that. And then everyone knows who the Children of Indigo is. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to know who they are.
They're
Everybody
all
does.
beautiful people and they're amazing, and the concept of their band is like Indigo Child,
Yeah, it is.
which is so interesting because I actually pulled the Indigo card 2 weeks ago on my previous We Could Do Better
That is
reading.
true. You did pull that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then also the Children of Indigo are just like, they really do. They just have like this whole vibe about them where they're always working with people. Like, I'm pretty sure they've worked with everybody who's ever wanted to work with them. Like, they're just really open to making art, and that's what makes them so. Like,
They're very
almost like-
divine masculine energy.
Yes.
They're very like spiritual guys. They're very passionate about their work and their music. And I've always like, I've gone over there and I've seen them, like I've seen Jay like literally make an entire song by
I know,
himself.
it's so awesome.
Like he literally was like, all right, this is gonna be the guitar, this is gonna be the bass, and he like started playing the guitar, loop, bass, loop, drums, loop, piano, loop, and he literally constructed a whole song and then rated vocals.
Yeah, that's like, I've gone over there when they're making music and it's so great, but I've never seen Joe just do that.
Jay.
Oh, Jay. I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen Jay do that.
I mean, there is a Joe and there is a Jay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
They're both
love them
awesome.
both.
They're both awesome.
We love them both. They're both amazing. I was like, whoa, I didn't know Joe could. He probably can, to be fair. Like, he really probably could. So.
He's a great lyricist.
And actually, what's so crazy is Ray is also on the lineup. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ray Altrue, y'all, if y'all don't know who she is, go look her up. She's amazing. She's got a lot of stuff going on right now. So she's definitely a big up-and-comer as well. So, and then
And
we have,
she won our competition.
yeah, she did a few years ago. She
Yeah.
won our competition. The Meet Me at the Top competition.
She did.
I don't know. Like, I'm just sassy sometimes. I have no idea why.
It's okay. We can just do it.
And then we have Deadbeat Poetry.
Yes, they're great as well.
Yes. And the Black Cassettes.
Yes.
And we have Jaden, who I'm pretty sure this is his debut. I don't think it's his debut performance because I know he's done a lot of stuff, but maybe with his new music or
solo.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in a band before.
And then Strangers at the Party. And
that
you
was
know-
our previous house band.
Yes, that was our previous house band. We love them so much. So, but that's only the beginning of what's going on that's great on the show, guys, because we are going to have all vegan food, okay? So, calling all vegans. This is our time.
We gonna eat that night.
Yes, we are. We're going to eat so much vegan food, y'all. So, yes, we're going to have multiple food vendors, and they're all going to be vegan, all of them. So,
Do you
Come
know?
out.
Do you know who's like on the food lineup?
well, I don't want to necessarily say yet because I'm only going to be able to choose 4 of them, so I have to decide. But next week, I'm going to let everyone know because I don't want to have too many vegan vendors because I want everybody who's there to, like, make money. So I might even just whittle it down to 3. I haven't decided yet. Maybe some for desserts and then maybe some for just food. But whoever it is, I just want to make sure everybody makes money. So. And then we're also going to have massage therapy there.
Ooh.
And
Treat yourself, baby.
yes, this is Treat Yourself. So this is a day of self-fulfillment brought to you by We Could Do Better Radio. And also, y'all, I am going to be performing also, if you can believe it. Yes.
Are you singing?
Yes, I am singing.
Ooh.
I am doing a little jazz performance, and it was covered in Melanin Magazine, so that's going to be coming out the day before.
So we're gonna see a rare treat.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna be doing a little jazz thing, you know, maybe a little twirl. I don't know. Just kidding. Probably
Sounds
not.
kind of hot.
Maybe though. I don't know. But keep that like at least at 50% possibly gonna happen. But anyway, enough about this show. I just want y'all to come out. We're going to be telling y'all about it every single Tuesday until then, which is the next 2 after this. So you won't forget. But before we go off the air real quick, I did want to just talk about one more thing with Reagan. How much time do we have left? Okay, cool. We were just talking about this before the show, and I just feel like it totally went with everything that we were talking about, which was how do you balance your lifestyles with different spirituality that you may have, right? And who did you say was a good example of that?
Oh, Erykah Badu.
Oh, that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like Erykah Badu, she's like this beautiful, spiritual, artistic woman, and at the same time, you know, like Erykah is seen out with like rappers and having a good time and partying, and I feel like it's so important for us to see people who can kind of balance those two aspects and sides of themselves. It's not just about being this spiritual person who lives by like unrealistic and unhuman standards. It's more about like finding the balance and kind of like the dark and the light inside of yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I feel like this is something that a lot of people balance. A lot of people have problems balancing, regardless if it's, you know, super eccentric. Like maybe some people may think that, you know, my spirituality or anybody else's spirituality may be eccentric in comparison to another person's. But even if you were on a conservative level, you know, because I feel like I used to be very, very conservative. Like that was hard for me also, because I was always thinking like, what is appropriate, what isn't appropriate, you know? So,
well, I think that's all like very personal. I think that like, you know, no matter what spirituality or religion that you're a part of, it's about the personal experience that you have with like your relationship with the higher power or with your spiritual practice. It's all about how you feel about what you're doing. And if you're like in your spirit, it's like your spirit's heavy and it's saying we're crossing a line here.
yeah.
Then I feel like that's when you should like pause and reflect. But if you're doing something and you're questioning it because like someone else wouldn't do it,
Right.
that doesn't necessarily make it bad or good.
Right,
You
which
know?
goes back to family, you know, a lot of times, because I would say in this day and age specifically, there's a lot of people who are growing spiritually out of the one that maybe they were
Born
handed
into
down.
or whatever.
Right, I don't want to say forced upon, you know, because I mean, you do what's best for your children. You're doing that based out of love, which is where I had to come from, like, because I had like a huge change in mentality, you know, like I was very committed beforehand, and now I feel like I'm even more committed now. But you know, like I feel like where my imbalance comes from is just making sure that everyone knows I'm okay. You know, like it's okay, like I feel okay, I feel like this is better for me, you know, like I feel like this is where I need to be spiritually, and I feel happy, loved, and unconditional love flows from my face, you know, like,
Yes, Heather
you know,
is
like,
a lover.
and you know, like, and you know, versus how I feel sometimes when I'm around other people who don't know that about me is a huge difference, because I feel like that's who I used to be and this is who I am now. And sometimes it's hard to balance, because I am one of those people who, because I'm a Capricorn, so I'm friends with people from like a very long time ago, all the way down to like, you know, like second grade and even birth, really, you know. Like,
Well,
I mean,
and that's the law of attraction also.
yeah,
Because as you live by the law of attraction, so
Yes.
you know how it kind of like manifests in a microcosmic way, like, you know, these small things that we get. Okay, I attracted this to myself, I attracted this situation to myself, but it actually goes deeper than that. We have these relationships with people when we're operating from a certain energetic space. So as you start to kind of like change your energetic space, so too does the people who surround you. So even friendships, relationships, and things that we have a lot of connection to, we might actually separate ourselves from those things as we develop this new vibration, because it no longer is serving our highest good anymore.
right,
We're at a new phase, and our
Exactly.
energy is not meshing with these old energies anymore. Mainly because we are elevating, you know.
yep, that's
And they
true.
are elevating in different ways, because I don't want to ever diminish other people and say,
Yeah.
this person I'm in a better level than this person. It's just a different frequency.
I agree with that,
You know
because
what I mean?
yeah, because I mean, if you look at everybody around you, like there's just people who have their mentality together in different situations, you know, like not everybody would be able to hold it together as an entrepreneur, you know, like that's just not part of their mindset or their skill set, and that's why not everybody does it. Versus there's not like, people can't hold their mindset together and mentality together to have like a normal, I don't even want to say normal, but like a more structured, you know, in like giving themselves to a family and like the commitment involved to that. Both are the same, but for just different things, you know. And like I think, you know, at the age that I'm at, like I start to see that, like I see the commitment. People have decided to commit to one thing or another, or there's people who haven't committed at all. Which is, you know, like where sometimes you find yourself, like, I mean, I've committed myself to, you know, at least as a writer, and to do this podcast, and to really just, you know, express myself in whatever artistic fashion I can, because I felt like that's the most important thing to me, you know, like I could do a lot of other things right, but if I don't do that right, I'm never gonna be okay mentally. Like I'm not gonna be happy, I'm not gonna be nice, I'm gonna be mean, you know. Like, and so Anyway, so saying that in general, like, you know, being at this age, like, I think is very hard for a lot of people because they look around to see, like, am I doing okay? In comparison, like, you can't compare yourself to some of the people around you because really you can only compare yourself to the commitment level. You know, like, okay, well, they're very committed to their family and friends and maybe even children, jobs. I have friends from high school that are traveling the world, you know, like, I mean, they've committed themselves to their education, got their PhD, you know, like, it's amazing, like, what they've done, you know, so I don't look at it as anything else other than just a commitment level. And, you know, whenever you move forward in life, like, you're going to get older and people are going to start doing different things. We're at that age now where everybody's kind of decide what they want to do. And it's okay that you're doing something different.
Yes.
You know, like, I feel like I even encounter problems with friends sometimes that way, which is pretty much what you were saying was, you know, you elevate or not elevate, but like, you know,
you shift
float.
frequencies. You shift frequencies, you know, as you become more focused on the things and as Heather said, committed to different goals and aspirations. The more that you become committed to those things, the more that your energetic emotional bandwidth becomes kind of like, it's like we each have a cup of energy inside of us. Right. Some people have a larger capacity than others to take on or to give energy. And so as you start to commit yourself to different tasks and different aspirations and goals, you start to lose how much of yourself you can give to other things. And that includes friendships, relationships, business partnerships. It's all about where's the energy flowing and what is serving everyone equally and is everyone benefiting from this situation.
Right.
You know,
because there's some people who might get offended that you have committed yourself to something that they don't understand because their commitments lie elsewhere, you know. So if things don't line up, like some of the best friends I've had ever since being an entrepreneur, like, and kind of just taking on my own thing, you know, have been other entrepreneurs because they've never punished me for not getting back to them for 3 weeks. You know, like,
because they understand.
Yeah, like Demisha, Lady D, she was on our show, the last show we had. So me and her have been like the best of friends since the day that I met her, and we met at Exeter Finance Corp. You know, and we both left, you know, and we both took the steps together, like, to become entrepreneurs. So there's times where I've called her for like a month in a row and she could not get back to me, and then she'd call me and I couldn't get back to her, and when we finally got each other, we'd just start laughing.
Yes.
And we'd be like, okay, so the universe says it's okay for us to talk now, you know. And
that's
so
love.
Yeah, and so we would talk, and we never have ever gotten mad. I feel like I could not talk to her for 30 years and then run into her and be like, hey, do you want to go on this trip with me? And she'd be like, yeah, let's go, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, so but that's not to say that I don't love my friends who get mad at me for not showing up, because that makes me feel loved, at least, you know. If nothing else, I love you guys for loving me so much. Because like crazy.
Well, I mean, that's the nature of relationships, I think, is, you know, we have a rapport with one another.
Yeah.
There's some things that we can say to each other that we may not be able to say to other people without that sense of connection. And so I think it's such a beautiful thing that you have that relationship with her, that there isn't that like judgment or anger. And even for those who have judgment and anger, you know, for that person, that represents their love. Yeah. And so, you know, having that personal connection with somebody can help you find the seed of compassion inside of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then when we're compassionate with other people, we can be compassionate with ourselves.
Which is the most important thing, guys. Like, I also think, you know, since we're talking about how to mesh spirituality with everything about life, if you are nervous that, like, maybe your own mentality, spirituality, lifestyle, like whatever it is, right, that maybe somebody doesn't approve of it, be compassionate with yourself. You know, like, at the end of the day, have your own back. Like, don't care, you know, like, try to, I mean, you're gonna care because most of the time, if you're worried about it, it means it's somebody who's important to you, right? But at the end of the day, if they love you, they're gonna come around. And if they don't love you, then yeah, I was gonna say a bad word, but then I decided no. I would say just forget about him, you know, like, and like, you know, most of the time when people do wild, crazy moves like that, like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna live my best life, and I'm going to express myself in a loving, unconditional manner. If that's what you're doing, then why are you worried about people leaving your life? No matter who they are. It doesn't matter who they are. If you're doing what you gotta do for unconditional love for yourself and other people around you, you don't have to take the abuse of somebody thinking that their mindset and their opinions and their truth is more important for your life. Like, that's some psycho crazy stuff, you know, like, really understand that, because you're not doing that to anybody. You're worried that your lifestyle is going to mess up someone else's mentality. It's probably better that they're not around you, you know. But
you know what that makes me think? So basically, I've noticed recently that I've been letting like other people's energy affect my energy. I have a friend that is very insistent about being on time, and if I'm like not on time, like this person will seriously like leave. Like, yeah.
Oh, we would never be friends. Don't ever introduce that person to me.
And so like on the way to go see this person the other day, I started being like stressed, anxiety. You know, because I'm like trying to get all my things together to leave the house, and as I'm like heading there, I started feeling anxious. And then I told myself, like, you don't have to go there. You don't have to allow this person to make you feel anxious. And I forced myself to breathe. And then I started realizing that my loyalty is not with myself anymore. When you start to like focus on how other people are going to perceive what you're doing, or too much, like obviously we have to be like, you know, somewhat compassionate to how what we're doing is affecting other people. But when you feel like the way it's affecting them is a personal problem for them, then it's about being loyal to yourself, you know, and like by being loyal to yourself, you learn the true definition of loyalty. And then you can be loyal to others. Then you can start to express authentically my boundaries, what I'm capable of giving to you, what I'm not capable of committing to, etc. But I feel like be authentic to yourself, be loyal to yourself. Don't let other people take your energy, control it, make you feel some type of way about what you're doing, to the point where you're questioning your own truth.
Because that's their perception, you know? Like, that's their perception of what you're doing. Like, and nothing that you do will ever change that. So even if you show up on time, then like all the time, then they might think, oh, well, I don't know. They might be happy. But the thing is, guys, the show's almost over, so we'll have to probably talk about this later. But the things you should take with you are loyalty and compassion for yourself. Like, for real, like, always carry that with you, because when you are loyal with yourself and you're compassionate with yourself, other people's opinions won't matter. And when they do matter, you should question that and understand what that means for you and yourself, because that means you have not carried loyalty or compassion for yourself that day.
And trust yourself.
I mean, and that doesn't mean be an asshole. Like, oh, well, Heather said to be loyal and compassionate to myself, so I'm gonna say these things that clearly offend people. Like, no, don't do that. It's just that, like, you know, if there's things about you that you can't promise to change in, like, I mean, I'm 32 years into my life. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm not gonna be on time. All right. Like, and I'm gonna be as close to it as possible, you know. And like, you know, even for my show, my on time is like 5:30, and I'll still get here at like 6. You know, like, that's what I do for myself. I was so late today. But I'm not gonna do that for every single like little thing. So, you know, like, it's just not gonna happen. It's not me, because if it was, it wouldn't be late all the time. Anyway, guys, we gotta go. Carry love, light, loyalty, and compassion, and, you know, get rid of all the haters. All right, toodles.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.
We could do better.
We could do better.